Here comes Jack. He's climbing up the beanstalk. Here comes Jack. He's got the sweet helmet. Here comes Jack. Yes, I did make this, and you can make one too. If you have the right ingredients at home, or structure, or stuff, whatever. Anyway, here you go. Foam helmet made out of a heat gun and foam. And sorry for talking like this, it's because I've been talking like this for 2 weeks, so why would you not keep doing it? I had to have an accent in the show that I was in, so now it is kind of like furled over into my everyday life. But enough of that. In all seriousness, this is the helmet. Oh, sorry. It's actually, it's made out of the yoga mat foam or the sleeping foam and a heat gun. Everything is functional. The design on it, this is all made by a glue gun on low temperature to do the swirls. And then it does have a little bit of wear on it. That's just from me wearing it and tumbling in it. The smaller details like this was all done with like fun foam that you get at the craft store. Very, very simple. And once you spray it, it looks sweet and no one even knows the difference. This right here is screws. It has a locking bolt and a washer on the other side just to like hold it. You don't want to do it too tight because you do want to be able to come up and down. And then in the inside you could always put something in the inside to cover it. I just have duct tape because it kept bleaching onto my head and I kept getting this like silver light because I was sweating so much, and so I just put duct tape and that was fine for me. Other than that, it's very functional. The hot glue, okay, a lot of the people that were doing this craft were using wood glue and all this crazy glues. I used hot glue, and this thing took so many whacks on this from the Garden Fairies leak that it has held together no problem, no cracks, no nothing. So hot glue is pretty good. I mean, I was rolling in this thing and it's like sturdy. So don't go buy that expensive glue, it's a waste of money. Other than that, that's what it is. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. My camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna do it real fast. Okay, get your tinfoil. You're gonna pull it out of the tinfoil thing. The cat got scared and ran away. And then put it on your head. This is how you're doing your frame. Put it on your head. If you need 2 pieces, use 2 pieces. And then you're gonna take your masking tape, everyday masking tape, and then you're gonna tape it all the way around your head. Keep doing this continuously until I'm not gonna waste tape because I've already done it once. Do this till the whole thing's covered, and then once the whole entire thing's covered, and make sure your whole head's covered. I have a bun in, so it's pointing out the back. Once the whole thing is covered in masking tape, all you have to do is take it off, and you'll have the shape of your head. I mean, like I said, I had a bun in, so that's like shaped like my bun there. But just push the tinfoil down, cover it in tape, and then once it's all done, you just pull it off, and then you can see the next step with me cutting it. Got it? Get it? Good.
So I do apologize that my voice is a little bit coarse today. I just finished a show. We had our closing night yesterday, and after 2 weeks of screaming, "Don't Stop Me Now," I think I've basically damaged my vocal cords for the most part. So a little bit of recovery is needed. So with that being said, you do get a little bit of raspy Michelle. This helmet piece, I do apologize also that you did not get to see me make the actual base shell. I will try to explain it the best I can. I wasn't originally going to film this because it was a last minute thing, but when I started it, I'm like, oh, maybe I should, because it ended up being like, okay, this might work out. So I'll explain about the helmet shape, but other than that, what you see now is I am basically separating the helmet in 3 pieces. One is going all the way down from my forehead to the back of your neck, like the mid back of your neck, obviously, as you can see, and the 2 ear pieces. Now, this head that it's sitting on, I kind of just shaped the side pieces to the arches of the head, and that's where I'm getting that horseshoe shape. The lines that are put in it were supposed to be darts, not darts, but just line-up lines, so you knew which side was which. If I had a suggestion for you, I would say to write right, left on these actual pattern pieces, because I didn't, and then I had to go back and figure it out after, and it was kind of hard. The nice thing also about having the foam head is you can kind of see where the ears, you can see there's a little bit of a shape there on the side of that 1/2 moon. that was where my ears went and stuff like that, and you can kind of get an idea with the foam head how a human head would be without having, obviously, you can do it in the mirror too if you wanted to, but this was just easier because then I can see a full picture. You cut it all out and then put it onto your foam. This is a camp mat. I got it from my local Atmosphere. I think it was $15 or $10 or something like that. Very inexpensive. I think you can even get them from Canadian Tire, or if you're from the States, some Canadian or some sports store down there. They're easy to find. This was just obviously tracing out the pattern, and you can see a dart in the half moon right there that I'm just cutting out now. And that, I was kind of confused about where to put these darts. I didn't really know because I've never done it before, but how I figured it out was if you take your pattern piece, like the actual taped piece that I had already cut for the foam, and set it on the ground, and you can see where it kind of arches, and then that's where you're going to stick the dart in it, and then you're just going to take another V so it sits flat. You want it to sit flat, not arched. Once you get everything cut out, then you're ready to start forming it. Once again, this is all trial and error. I have no idea. There's no rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I was trying to form it into a rounded shape. So the heat gun was a big help. You need some sort of heat source to get the foam bendable. And then once you heat it up, you don't want to do it for too long. It's just a little bit just to get it warm because you still want to be able to touch it. You don't want it to burn your hands or anything. And then you're just forming it into that kind of the like rounded shape. Obviously the shape of your knee is round, so I was trying to form it on my knee to make it that helmet look. The nice thing about crafts like this is that it's foam and it's so cheap, and even if you do ruin it or don't like it, you can always try again and you learned from the first time that you did it. You're going to repeat, obviously, forming both sides the same way. There's no different like rhyme or reason or way it's supposed to be around whatever shape of your head. Unless you have a really unsymmetrical head, I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. That's why you write right and left on them, my friends, is so you're not sitting there for an hour trying to figure out which one is right and which one is left like I just did. But when you're ready to start gluing, glue in the darts first. And a lot of people online were using like really expensive, like, I don't know if they're expensive or not, but like wood glues and crazy weird construction glues and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. Hot glue is always just there. So everybody has it at home. So I hot glued mine, and it actually, surprisingly, it lasted 2 weeks of me rolling around on the ground and a fairy hitting me in the head with a leak. So I'm pretty sure hot glue is like the save the day of the glues. You're going to masking tape the helmet together to the form it's supposed to be for when you put the glue inside the cracks. And I did glue it on the inside, not on the outside, just so then it didn't have a big ridge around the out. But you're going to hot glue the two edges together and give them a good hold and let them have time to dry. Take a few seconds to do this. It will make the difference in the end of there being gaps in it when you paint it. So after you do the outsides and you're ready to do the inside, the same step, just glue it right together with the hot glue in the inside of the helmet. We'll let it dry and then you're ready to move on. This shape right here, I apologize that you can't really see me do the shape. I don't really know what I did. I just kind of was like assuming this is to be a mouth guard to go over the front. It was more like a really long like worm. It wasn't really rounded on the bottom and kind of that wormy wave on the top. And then I just kind of kept cutting it and trimming it down until I was happy with the shape of it sitting on the helmet. Also, make sure you make it big enough so it can go up and down, because that was a really cool feature that, you added in, and it just makes all the difference. Then we talked and we sang about the love and things. With this face guard, you can look online and look at medieval style helmets just to see like kind of how it sits and what kind of shape it's supposed to be, just to make it a little bit easier on yourself. And then you're ready to kind of start decorating it. This is also little foams, like thinner craft foam. I got this, you can get it at the dollar store. And then just doing the details however you want it, whatever helmet you're doing. You can layer it up as much as you want, layer it down as much as you want. But this was like the little swirlies and stuff. Because it was supposed to be a flower pot helmet, I put a lot of like vines on it and like leaves and stuff like that. So that's basically what I'm doing now. You can kind of just look and see, just so then when you see the end picture, you can, you know, kind of get a better idea. So once you have your design all on and you're ready to paint, go to a well-ventilated area and give it a coat of spray paint. I used just a metallic silver paint that I bought either at Michael's or Home Depot, I don't know, and gave it a couple coats on that, and then took it upstairs and did like an acrylic dry brush with black just to kind of make it that like more rustic kind of look. Another thing is, because this was a fairy tale, it was Jack and the Beanstalk, and because it was the garden fairy that made the armor, I wanted to do more swirls and more kind of like fairy tale style things on it. So these swirls that you see are actually made by a hot glue gun, put on the lowest temperature. They rose up and then basically just sprayed over again, and it looks fantastic. Very easy to do.
If you like what you see, subscribe to my channel because I post new videos when I can. Also, I do have an Instagram account. It is GGAETZZ, the same as my YouTube account, and you can check out stuff on there, even some pictures from the show. So if you like this kind of stuff and you like seeing me, then you can go look on that. But other than that, that's what it is, and hope to see you again soon. Bye!